All right, so Neil, it's been a roller coaster week. Monday, we lost 1,100. We gained half of it back on Tuesday. Today, we lost another 1,000 points. People want to know what is going on.
Yeah, and I'm not sure anybody really knows. There are all kinds of explanations. You know, a week ago, no one was even predicting this, although the market has been very high and very frothy. You know, gaining 25% in 1 year, that's way more of a reflection than what happened in our economy. Our economy has been good, but not that good. So in that sense, it's not surprising. This fits the classic definition of a correction, but is this a correction? Nobody really knows that. But, you know, when you lose 1,000 points in a day or 10% in a week, it does, you know, it starts to get real interesting and very real.
Especially if you're watching your investments.
Right.
My financial planner said he had so many calls over the last couple of days that he is having a conference call today with all of his clients to answer questions. Should people be worried about this?
Well, I mean, people are going to be worried about it. It's not whether they should be worried about it. They are going to be worried about it. I mean, some people don't care, obviously, because they're not invested in the stock market. Most people probably aren't, but a lot of people are, and it's very important. I mean, for a lot of people, it's their retirement. But so yes, but you know, since we really don't know the economy is still quite healthy, so it's not necessarily a reflection of the economy. There's some concern about increased inflation. You know, bond rates are improving considerably, and they sort of compete with the stock market. Some people are worrying about the deficit, or at least that's one of the explanations. You know, we will see. I don't think we'll really know. We may never know why it actually happened. You know, there are a lot of animal spirits involved in this. Or, you know, we'll be able to understand it better when you can sort of look back. But while it's actually happening, you know, there's certainly herd mentality involved. But we have to remember that, you know, a gain of 25% 1 year, you know, even if we stopped now with a 15% gain, that would still be above average, if that happens to be the case.
So don't go out and sell all your stocks right now.
I'm not giving anyone any advice. I mean, people are in different places in their lives and more at different comfort levels. So, you know, people, they should talk to their stock people about that. That's what they pay them for.
So any idea if this is going to continue over the next few days, when it's going to stop?
Yeah, well, you know, yesterday it certainly seemed like it was going to stop, right? But it didn't. I mean, the volatility came right roaring back. I mean, you would guess that that's still going to be true for a while. But, you know, I think, you know, and we have to remember this isn't in all isolation. You know, this is also sort of a global phenomenon, too. So it's not just stuff that's happening here in the U.S., but it's expectations that are also being affected by elsewhere, you know, in the world, and it's even affecting. It appears like it's even having some effect on oil prices, which is strange. But you know,
so you talked about that herd mentality. How much is perception, your perception of what's going on, not facts, just what people feel about the stock market? Does that play into it?
Oh, I think it plays into it in a very big way. I mean, much more so than a lot of other things. I think perception is, in this case, is very important. And I understand why it's very difficult to get your head around, because it's less predictable than anything. I mean, the weather, you know, here where it is far more predictable. They do a much better job than anyone trying to predict what's going to happen to the economy, or for that matter, even worse, the stock market.
So 10% is the correction that people are talking about. Is that maybe what's going on, or too early to tell?
Well, it's obviously too early to tell, because that's always a hindsight kind of thing. But, you know, given we've been seeing this, you know, incredible run up in the stock market for over 8 years. I mean, it's been an awful long period of time, and the last year has just been unbelievable. So in that sense, that is not surprising by any means. But is that going to be the answer? It's, again, too early to answer that question. And when we were talking about just earlier this week, you know, and now, I mean, it just keeps on changing. We're just going to have to sit tight and watch.
So for people who want that answer of when it's going to stop, there's no answer. There's no.
Well, there may be maybe some brilliant genius knows, but I don't think there is an answer.
All right, Neil Fried, thanks so much for being here tonight.
You bet.